Once upon a pug, the tail-wagging tale of Little Pug. Meet Little Pug, the smallest and the cutest puppy in Pugville. His round, adorable face and playful nature make everyone in the town fall in love with him. Every morning, Little Pug would wake up with the first rays of the sun. His eyes, filled with curiosity and wonder, would explore the world around him. The neighborhood kids loved playing with Little Pug. They would run around in the park, his tiny paws scampering on the lush green grass, amidst their joyous laughter. One day, Little Pug woke up to find his favorite chew toy gone. He searched high and low, but it was nowhere to be found. His heart was filled with sadness. Despite the loss, Little Pug didn't lose hope. He decided he would find his beloved toy. With a determined heart, his quest began. Every corner, every nook and cranny, he explored. In his journey, Little Pug met Mr. Whiskers, the wise old cat of the neighborhood. He asked him if he had seen his toy. But Mr. Whiskers hadn't seen it. Next, Little Pug met Mrs. Feather, the chirpy sparrow who lived at the topmost branch of the tallest tree. She too had not seen the missing toy. Little Pug felt disheartened, but he didn't let his spirits down. He continued his quest, his small frame filled with determination. Suddenly, he heard a squeak. His heart jumped with joy. He recognized that squeak. It was the sound his chew toy made. He followed the sound and found himself near the old wooden fence. He saw a tiny hole at the bottom. Could his toy be in there? With a brave heart, Little Pug ventured inside the hole. It was dark and a little scary, but his desire to find his toy was stronger. After what seemed like an eternity, his tiny paw touched something. It was his missing chew toy. His joy knew no bounds. He hurriedly pulled it out of the hole. Holding his precious toy in his mouth, he dashed towards home, his tiny tail wagging with happiness. Everyone was so proud of Little Pug. He had found his toy all by himself. His little adventure made him the hero of Pugville. That night, Little Pug slept with his chew toy tucked safely by his side. His dreams were filled with joy and adventure, just like his day had been. From that day forward, Little Pug was known for his courage and determination. He became an inspiration to all the kids in the neighborhood. His tale of bravery spread across Pugville, teaching everyone that size doesn't matter when you have a determined heart. Little Pug's adventure was a reminder that obstacles can be overcome with courage and a positive attitude. His story also taught everyone to be patient and persistent when faced with challenges. But above all, Little Pug's journey was a testament to the power of hope and the rewards of perseverance. So, let's remember Little Pug's story whenever we face a problem. Let's be brave and determined, just like our adorable little hero. After all, every challenge, no matter how big or small, is an adventure waiting to be embarked upon. The end of the story, but not of Little Pug's adventures. Because every day holds a new tale, a new adventure for our courageous Little Pug. Join us again to hear more about the delightful escapades of our favorite puppy, the brave and adorable Little Pug. This is Little Pug's tail-wagging tale. Until next time, keep wagging your tails and chasing your dreams, just like Little Pug. Adventures of Spot, the Dalmatian, a child's history. Once upon a time, in the heart of London, lived a Dalmatian named Spot. Spot was no ordinary dog, but a dog full of courage. Spot was born in a small, cozy doghouse behind a fire station. With his unique black spots, he stood out among his siblings. As Spot grew, so did his curiosity. From chasing pigeons in the park to exploring the bustling city, he left no stone unturned. One day, Spot saw a fire. Without a second thought, he rushed into the smoke-filled building, saving a small child's life. This brave act made him a hero. Spot was not just a Dalmatian, he became an honorary firefighter at the bustling fire station. From that day forward, Spot lived his life as a hero. Children cheered his name, and he became a symbol of bravery. And so the tale of Spot, the Dalmatian, unfolds. A dog, a hero, a legend, demonstrating that courage comes in all forms. The Beagle's Triple Fur Adventure. Once upon a time, in the heart of a blissful meadow, lived a unique beagle named Tricolor. Tricolor was not your ordinary beagle. His fur was a delightful blend of white, black, and brown, making him the talk of the meadow. He wasn't just known for his triple-colored fur. His heart was as bright and warm as a summer's day, and his spirit, as lively as the spring. One day, Tricolor woke up to a buzzing sound. A little bee named Buzz was spinning around his head, looking quite distressed. Buzz was new to the meadow. He got lost while collecting nectar and couldn't find his way back to his hive. Tricolor, with a heart as big as the meadow itself, decided to help Buzz find his home. They started their journey, stepping through the tall grass and flowering plants, following the sweet scent of nectar. Tricolor and Buzz became fast friends. They laughed and shared stories, making their journey more enjoyable. However, their journey wasn't all fun and games. They had to cross a roaring river and climb a steep hill. But Tricolor did not back down. His courage was as astounding as his beautiful triple-colored fur. His black fur represented his strength and courage. Like the night sky, it was deep, mysterious, and unyielding. They reached the river, and with a calculated leap, Tricolor jumped over it with Buzz clinging onto him. Next came the hill. It was steep and daunting, but Tricolor was determined. His brown fur represented his steadfast spirit and determination. Like the earth, his brown fur was warm, comforting, and grounded. Tricolor climbed the hill, keeping Buzz safe. As they neared the top, they saw a field full of flowers and a beehive sitting under a big tree. Buzz recognized his home instantly and led the way. But there was one final obstacle, the bully of the meadow, a territorial squirrel. Tricolor's white fur gleamed in the sunlight. It represented his pure heart and kindness. He approached the squirrel calmly and spoke to it kindly. He explained Buzz's situation, appealing to the squirrel's better nature. The squirrel, moved by the beagle's words, let them pass. Finally, they reached the beehive. Buzz thanked Tricolor with tears in his eyes. He appreciated Tricolor for his courage, determination, and kindness. Tricolor headed back to his meadow with a heart full of joy. He helped a friend and stood up to a bully. His triple-colored fur was more than just beautiful. It represented his beautiful heart and spirit. From that day onward, whenever anyone saw Tricolor, they didn't just see a beagle with white, black, and brown fur. They saw a hero, a friend, a creature of courage, determination, and kindness. They saw the spirit of the meadow. That's the end of our story today, kids. Remember, just like Tricolor, you are also unique and capable of great deeds. So, let's be brave, let's be kind, and let's never forget to help those in need. And they all lived happily ever after. Good night, and sweet dreams. Adventures of the Dashing Dachshund Puppy. Meet Daisy, a delightful dachshund puppy, brimming with cheerfulness and an infectious zest for life. With her elongated body, short little legs, and a coat of shiny brown fur that gleams in the sunlight, Daisy is nothing short of adorable. Her infectious personality and playful demeanor can light up any room and warm the coldest hearts. Daisy's residence is a cozy and comfortable house that radiates warmth and love, a perfect abode for a playful pup. The house, however, is not the only thing that Daisy loves about her home. The large backyard, her personal playground, stirs excitement in her heart, making her eyes twinkle with mischief and curiosity every time she steps into it. The house and its vibrant backyard are shared with Daisy's loving human family. They shower her with affection, toys, and an endless supply of treats. But the bond she shares with Lucy, the family's youngest member, is special. A vivacious little girl with sparkling eyes and a heart full of love for Daisy, Lucy is Daisy's favorite playmate. A typical day in Daisy's life is filled with joy and adventure. The day usually begins with a fun game of fetch with Lucy, followed by a well-deserved nap. Post-nap, Daisy is all set for her backyard exploration, sniffing every corner and digging holes in search of hidden treasures. Daisy's boundless energy and adventurous spirit are the highlights of her personality. Each day brings a new adventure, a new game, and a new quest to embark upon. Whether it's chasing her own tail or discovering a new scent, Daisy's life is a delightful whirlwind of joy and excitement. Daisy was not just a typical dachshund puppy. Her curious eyes shone with an adventurous spirit and a zest for life. She was always on the go, sniffing out new scents, exploring every nook and cranny of her home, and chasing after anything that moved. Her world was a playground, and each day was a new adventure. One sunny afternoon, while Daisy was exploring her vast backyard, she spotted a squirrel. It was darting across the lawn, its bushy tail flicking in the air. Daisy's adventurous side kicked in instantly. With a playful bark and a wag of her tail, she was off, chasing the squirrel with sheer enthusiasm. The squirrel, however, proved to be a worthy adversary. It quickly scaled up a tree, leaving a confused Daisy at the bottom. But Daisy wasn't one to give up easily. She attempted to climb the tree, her short legs scrabbling against the bark. Her failed attempts were comical, yet her determination was admirable. In the house, Lucy, Daisy's human sister, observed Daisy's squirrel chase with concern. She loved her puppy and didn't want her to get hurt. Lucy knew she had to do something about Daisy's new obsession. She decided to distract Daisy with her favorite chew toys and bones, hoping it would divert her attention from the squirrel. However, Daisy was determined. No chew toy or bone was enough to distract her from her mission. Every time Lucy tried to divert her attention, Daisy would glance at the toy, then back at the squirrel. It was clear that Daisy's persistence was leading to some humorous situations, and Lucy couldn't help but giggle at her puppy's antics. Daisy was a determined little dachshund. Lucy tried her best to distract Daisy from the squirrel, bringing out her favorite squeaky toys and soft chewy bones. But Daisy's sharp brown eyes remained firmly on the squirrel, her tail wagging in anticipation of the chase. Lucy watched as her beloved pet's persistence led to some of the most humorous antics she'd ever seen. Daisy, with her long body and short legs, would try and try again to scale the tree. Each time she'd slide back down, only to start her attempt afresh, bringing a giggle from Lucy. Lucy was learning something new about her pet and about life. Daisy's never-give-up attitude was heartening and inspiring. It was a lesson in patience and perseverance that the little girl found herself cherishing. She did not know it then, but this was a lesson she would remember for a long time. One day, while watching Daisy's relentless pursuits, Lucy felt a bond strengthening between them. It was as if Daisy's spirit and her determination had brought them closer. They were not just a girl and her pet, they were best friends, partners in crime, and soul sisters. One sunny afternoon, Daisy finally managed to corner the elusive squirrel. However, instead of the expected thrill of victory, she was met with a sudden understanding. The squirrel was not a toy to be chased around the yard, but a fellow creature with whom she could share her space. This realization seemed to change everything for Daisy, sparking a transformation from a playful chaser to a respectful friend. From that moment, the backyard was no longer the stage for a relentless chase, it became a playground for two friends. Daisy started sharing her toys and space with the squirrel, marking the beginning of an unlikely friendship. Their playtime soon turned from a competitive game of chase to a harmonious dance of companionship, with each respecting the other's space. One day, Daisy and the squirrel were seen playing together, their actions depicting a friendship that was as unique as it was heartwarming. The sight of Daisy, a puppy, playing gently with the squirrel was a beautiful testament to their evolved relationship. This unexpected friendship was not only a surprise, but a delight to all who witnessed it. Daisy's growth from an adventurous puppy to a wise friend was not unnoticed by her human family. Lucy, the little girl who loved Daisy dearly, was particularly inspired by her pet's transformation. She shared Daisy's tale of adventure, perseverance, and newfound friendship with her friends, who were equally touched by the story. Daisy's story served as a lesson for Lucy's friends, encouraging them to treat animals with kindness and respect. Daisy's transformation was a reminder that every creature, no matter how small, deserves respect and understanding. Daisy had become more than just a pet, she was a source of inspiration and a symbol of friendship and respect for all creatures. Lucy was so inspired by Daisy's story, she decided to share it with her friends at school. She narrated the tale of Daisy's squirrel chase, her perseverance, and the eventual friendship that bloomed between the puppy and the squirrel. Lucy's friends were captivated, their eyes wide with interest, absorbing every word. They learned from Daisy's adventure and it instilled in them a new perspective on how animals should be treated, not as toys or nuisances, but as friends. Days turned into weeks and Daisy, Lucy, and the squirrel continued to live in harmony. They spent their afternoons basking in the sun, playing in the backyard, and even sharing snacks. Daisy's adventurous spirit had not dimmed, but her understanding of other creatures had deepened. She respected the squirrel's space, and the squirrel, in turn, had grown fond of the playful puppy. Their harmonious life was not without its moments of excitement. One day, a lurking neighborhood cat tried to pounce on the unsuspecting squirrel. Daisy was quick to react, her protective instincts kicking in. She barked fiercely, scaring off the cat and saving her squirrel friend. Lucy and her friends, who had been watching, broke into applause. Daisy's bravery was celebrated, her quick actions and protective nature lauded. Daisy, the playful dachshund, was not just a pet or a friend, she was a hero. She had proven that friendship was not bound by species, and courage could come in the smallest packages. That evening, Daisy was rewarded with her favorite treats. Lucy showered her with praises and petted her, the pride in her eyes evident. Daisy wagged her tail, basking in the attention, her eyes sparkling with joy. She had not just gained a friend in the squirrel, she had also earned the respect and admiration of her human comrades. Daisy and the squirrel had come a long way from being frenemies to becoming the best of friends. Their relationship was a testament to how understanding and respect can transform relationships. Daisy no longer saw the squirrel as a plaything, but as a companion. She had learned to respect the squirrel's space, and in return, the squirrel had grown to trust her. One evening, Daisy, the squirrel, and Lucy sat in the backyard, relishing the beautiful sunset. Their friendship was a heartwarming sight, painting a picture of perfect harmony. The backyard was no longer just Daisy's play area, it had become a shared space where they all created beautiful memories. The day ended with Lucy sharing Daisy's story with her parents. She narrated how Daisy's adventurous spirit led to an unusual friendship with the squirrel. Lucy emphasized on the lessons she had learned from Daisy: perseverance, understanding, and kindness towards all creatures. As the night approached, Daisy curled up next to Lucy, her little brown eyes shutting slowly. She was ready for a good night's sleep, gathering energy for another day filled with new adventures. Her life was an adventure in itself, a journey that was enriching those around her. Daisy's story was a heartwarming tale of an adventurous puppy and a scared squirrel becoming friends. Daisy's life was a testament to how adventures and experiences can teach valuable life lessons. Through her adventures, Daisy not only grew herself, but also enriched the lives of those around her. Adventures of a Lovable Labrador, a heartwarming tale for children. Meet Bobby, a playful Labrador with a heart as golden as his glossy coat. This bouncy canine is the apple of his family's eye, his every antic bringing a wave of joy and laughter into their lives. Bobby's playful nature is infectious, and his tail never stops wagging, a constant reminder of the cheerfulness he exudes. Bobby's world revolves around his family, a large, warm group who showers him with love and affection. The family home resonates with the sound of laughter, the clattering of toys, and the soft patting of Bobby's paws. It's his haven, a place where he is adored, cared for, and pampered to no end. When it comes to activities, Bobby is the most enthusiastic participant. His world is filled with games of fetch that seem to go on forever, and swimming sessions that leave him tired but ecstatic. These activities are his ultimate source of joy, and he relishes every second, his eyes sparkling with sheer delight. However, Bobby isn't just the family's pet, he is the best friend of the family's youngest member, Timmy. A bond forged in shared laughs, mischief, and endless games of fetch, Bobby and Timmy are inseparable. They share a connection that goes beyond words and gestures, a language of love, loyalty, and friendship understood only by them. Bobby and Timmy's bond is unique, built on mutual love and respect. Wherever Timmy goes, Bobby is sure to follow, his loyal companion always at his side. They share their meals, their games, and even their quiet moments of reflection. This special bond speaks volumes of the unspoken love between a boy and his dog, a tale as old as time itself. The family's first adventure with Bobby was a camping trip into the wilderness. Bobby was overcome with excitement, his nose constantly twitching, sniffing out all the new scents. His tail would wag continuously as he explored the unfamiliar terrain, his eyes gleaming with curiosity and thrill. There was a moment of tension when a squirrel boldly approached Timmy. Bobby, always the protective companion, immediately sprung into action. With a playful bark, he chased the intruder, leaving the family in fits of laughter as the squirrel scampered up a tree, with Bobby barking at the base. During their exploration of the woods, they stumbled upon a little bunny that had lost its way. It was Bobby who found the frightened creature, his eyes filled with concern. Bobby's protective instincts kicked in again, but this time, it was different. Gently nudging the bunny, Bobby and Timmy guided it through the forest. The family watched in awe as Bobby displayed a level of empathy and understanding that they hadn't expected. He was not just a pet, but a part of their family with a heart full of love. Back at the campsite, the family couldn't help but feel a deep sense of pride in Bobby's heroism. They celebrated with an extra serving of his favorite treat and lots of cuddles. Bobby, the playful Labrador, had proved that he was not just a bundle of energy, but also a brave and caring companion. On a sunny afternoon, the family found a little bunny lost in the woods. Bobby, the playful Labrador, immediately took on the task of guiding the frightened creature back home. His kind nature shone through as he gently nudged the bunny in the right direction, his tail wagging constantly, indicating his commitment to his new mission. The family watched with pride as Bobby led the bunny back to its burrow. The love and admiration in their eyes were palpable. Bobby had not only proven his playful and loving nature but also showcased his heroism. He had saved a little life, and in doing so, filled the hearts of his family with immense pride. Soon after their camping adventure, the family decided to take Bobby to the beach for the first time. The Labrador's eyes widened with excitement as he took in the vast expanse of water. His paws eagerly dug into the sand, and his tongue lolled out in pure joy. He was a natural water baby, diving into the waves and frolicking around with abandon. One of the most hilarious sights was Bobby's attempt to catch fish. His eyes followed the moving creatures with an intense concentration, only to be baffled when they slipped right through his paws. His determined yet unsuccessful attempts had the family doubled over in laughter, creating a memory that would be cherished forever. However, the beach trip took a serious turn when Timmy, Bobby's best friend and a little boy in the family, got caught in a strong wave. Fear gripped the family's hearts, but Bobby, without a moment's hesitation, jumped into the water. His bravery shone bright as he paddled against the current, reaching Timmy in time and pulling him to safety. His act of bravery filled the family with relief and immense pride. It was clear that Bobby was not just a pet, he was a hero, a savior, and an integral part of their family. Bobby's first time at the beach was filled with new discoveries. His fascination with the seagulls, the crash of the waves, and the feel of sand beneath his paws was contagious. But the highlight was his hilarious attempt to catch the fish darting in and out of the shallow waves. Each time he pounced, the fish would swerve, leaving Bobby with a mouthful of water and a surprised look on his face. Adventure took a new turn when Timmy decided to teach Bobby how to surf. A makeshift surfboard was all it took to set the stage. Bobby stood on the board with his tail wagging, his eyes gleaming with excitement. With Timmy at his side, the duo rode the small waves, creating a memory that the family would cherish forever. However, the beach day took a dramatic turn when a rogue wave caught Timmy off guard. One moment he was laughing on his board, the next, he was floundering in the water. Fear gripped the family as they watched from the shore, but before anyone could react, Bobby was already paddling towards Timmy. Bobby's bravery shone through as he reached Timmy and guided him back to the shore. His protective instincts were more than just a display, they were a testament to his bond with the family. As Timmy clung to Bobby, the family sighed in relief, their hearts swelling with pride and gratitude for their furry hero. The family's beach day ended with a newfound respect for Bobby. His actions reinforced the bond he shared with his family and demonstrated his unwavering loyalty. The day was a testament to Bobby's bravery, marking another memorable chapter in their family's story. Bobby's excitement was palpable as the family began preparations for the local pet show. The air filled with an electric energy as they primped and preened the playful Labrador, his tail wagging incessantly. The house was a flurry of activity, with everyone chipping in to make sure Bobby looked his best. His glossy coat was brushed until it shone, and his favorite red bandana was tied neatly around his neck. The day of the pet show was a whirlwind of excitement and mild chaos. Bobby, brimming with energy, got into a series of hilarious mishaps. He knocked over a tower of dog biscuits at a vendor's stall, chased his tail in the middle of the show ring, and even photobombed a group of poodles during their photo shoot. Despite the chaos, his antics only endeared him more to everyone around. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for, the announcement of the most lovable pets category. Bobby, completely unaware of the significance, was more interested in a butterfly fluttering nearby. When the announcer called out his name, the family erupted in cheers. Bobby had won. The victory called for a celebration. The family threw a party in Bobby's honor, their hearts swelling with pride. Bobby, the star of the show, was treated to his favorite foods, a new squeaky toy, and lots of belly rubs. The laughter and joy filled the house as they toasted to Bobby's unexpected but well-deserved win. The festivities didn't end there, however. The family had another surprise in store, a birthday party for Bobby. He was initially confused, head tilting at the special treats and gifts laid out for him. But as he tore open his presents and gobbled down his birthday steak, his tail wagged in pure joy. The night ended with a very happy and very loved Bobby falling asleep amidst his new toys. Bobby's birthday was filled with celebration and joy. The family showered him with special treats and gifts, each one wrapped with love. His confusion at the brightly wrapped packages was adorable, but his joy when he found toys and treats inside was priceless. After the gifts were opened, the family each took turns to pay tribute to Bobby. They remembered the fun times they had shared, the courage he had shown, and the laughter he had brought into their lives. There was a lot of petting and hugging involved, and Bobby basked in the attention. As the party wound down, Bobby found himself falling into a blissful slumber. The day's excitement had worn him out, but he slept with a contented sigh, surrounded by his loving family. The family watched him, their hearts full of love for their furry friend. This peaceful moment prompted the family to realize just how much joy Bobby had brought into their lives. His playful antics, his unwavering loyalty, and his loving nature had brought them closer together. They cherished these moments, knowing these were the memories they would carry with them forever. In conclusion, Bobby's story is a testament to the love and happiness that a pet can bring into a home. His adventures, his bravery, and his love for his family serve as a reminder of the unbreakable bond we share with our pets. The Adventures of Max, the Golden Retriever. Once upon a time, in a peaceful suburb called Sunnyville, lived a lovable golden retriever named Max. Max wasn't an ordinary dog, he was known for his golden fur, his cheerful spirit, and his affinity for adventure. Every morning, Max would wake up with the sunrise. He'd stretch his long, golden legs and get ready for the day's adventure. His tail wagging, eyes gleaming with excitement, and his shiny coat shimmering under the morning sun. Max lived with the Johnsons, a family of 4. He loved his family, especially the 2 young children, Sam and Sarah. Max would protect them, play with them, and most importantly, join them in their exciting ventures. Max's favorite place was the vast park across the street. He loved chasing squirrels, exploring hidden trails, and meeting other canine friends. The park was his playground, and every visit was a new expedition. One winter morning, Max noticed something unusual. The park was covered in a white blanket of snow. the usual green turned into a fascinating wonderland. Max couldn't wait to explore this new world. As Max trotted through the snow, he came across a strange object. It was a red sleigh, abandoned and covered in white. Max sniffed it, circled it, and before he knew he was off on a thrilling sleigh ride. Max soon discovered he had a knack for steering the sleigh. With his strong legs, he pushed and steered, guiding the sleigh over hills and around trees. The entire park was his snowy racetrack. Sam and Sarah watched Max's sleigh ride in awe. They cheered and clapped, their faces full of wonder and delight. They had never seen anything like it before. Their Max was indeed extraordinary. Max's adventures didn't stop at the park. He was a dog of many talents. He could catch a frisbee midair, swim across the lake, and even rescue kittens stuck in trees. He was Sunnyvale's four-legged hero. One warm summer day, Max noticed a small creature struggling in the lake. Without a second thought, Max dove into the water. His strong paws paddled against the current, and he reached the creature, a little duckling. Max carefully carried the duckling back to the shore. The little creature squeaked and waddled, fluffing its wet feathers. The duckling was safe, all thanks to our brave golden retriever, Max. News of Max's heroic deeds spread throughout Sunnyvale. Everyone loved Max. He was no longer just a pet, he was a friend, a protector, and the town's pride. Max's story teaches us that everyone, even a dog, can be a hero. It's not about size or strength, but about heart. Max showed us that the smallest act of kindness can make the biggest difference. As the sun set over Sunnyvale, Max would return home, tired yet content. His adventures brought joy, not just to him, but to everyone around him. He wasn't just a golden retriever, he was Max, the hero of Sunnyvale. So children, as we come to the end of Max's story, remember, be brave, be kind, and don't be afraid of adventures. Just like Max, you too can make a difference in your own special way. And who knows, maybe one day, we will be telling your story, just like we told Max's. The world is full of adventures, waiting for you to explore. So get ready, because your story is yet to unfold. The Adventures of Max, the Golden Retriever. It may seem like a tale, but it's a reminder. A reminder that every day is an adventure and every one of us can be a hero, in our own unique way. All we need is a little courage and a big heart. Just like our dear Max. Once upon a time in Paris, the adventures of Pierre, the French bulldog. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Paris, lived a French bulldog named Pierre. With his bat-like ears and smushed face, Pierre was nothing short of adorable. Pierre lived in a little apartment overlooking the Seine. He loved watching the boats go by from his windowsill, dreaming of grand adventures. One day, Pierre decided it was time to have an adventure of his own. With a wag of his tail and a sparkle in his eyes, he set off on his journey. Pierre first visited the Eiffel Tower. As he looked up at its towering majesty, he felt a flutter of excitement. This was the beginning of his great adventure. Next, Pierre trotted off to the Louvre. He watched as people marveled at the magnificent artworks. He too felt a sense of awe and wonder. Pierre then stopped at a quaint cafe for a rest. The smell of fresh croissants filled the air. He made friends with the cafe owner who gave him a tasty treat. But Pierre's adventure didn't stop there. He trotted along the Champs-Élysées, admiring the stunning architecture and bustling shops. He visited Notre Dame, marveling at its grandeur. He wondered how something so massive could be made by human hands. Pierre then found himself in a lovely park. He made friends with the local dogs and played fetch until the sun began to set. As the day turned to night, Pierre gazed at the sparkling cityscape. Paris truly was a city of lights. He then trotted off to the Sacré-Cœur, where he was greeted by a choir's soothing melodies. He felt a sense of peace wash over him. Pierre then visited the Moulin Rouge. He watched as performers practiced their routines. He admired their grace and agility. Next, Pierre strolled through a bustling market. He sniffed the fresh produce and watched as people haggled over prices. He then visited the Paris Opera House. He watched as dancers practiced their routines. He felt inspired by their dedication and passion. Pierre then found himself in a small bookstore. He leafed through books, feeling the crisp pages under his paws. Next, Pierre trotted across the Pont des Arts. He watched as couples attached locks to the bridge, symbolizing their everlasting love. But Pierre was feeling tired. His paws ached, and he realized he missed his cozy apartment. So, Pierre started his journey back home. He trotted past all the sights he had seen that day, feeling a sense of accomplishment. As he neared his home, he saw a crowd gathered around something. Curious, Pierre trotted over to see what was happening. In the middle of the crowd was a tiny kitten, scared and alone. Pierre felt a tug at his heartstrings. Without a second thought, Pierre approached the kitten. He offered it a comforting nuzzle, and to everyone's surprise, the kitten calmed down. Pierre decided to bring the kitten home. He realized his adventure was not only about exploring Paris, but also about making a difference. Back at his apartment, Pierre introduced the kitten to his comfy windowsill. They watched the boats go by, just as Pierre had done many times before. From that day onwards, Pierre was not just a French bulldog living in Paris. He was an adventurer, a friend, and a hero. And so, Pierre learned that adventures aren't just about new places, but also about new friends and experiences. And with that, they lived happily ever after. And that, dear friends, is the story of Pierre, the French bulldog from Paris. May his adventures inspire you to embark on your own. Remember, no matter how big or small you are, you can always make a difference. Just like Pierre, our little hero. Siberian Husky's Snowy Adventure, a children's tale. Meet Max, a playful Siberian Husky who is as captivating as he is mischievous. Born and raised in a snowy landscape, his world is a wintry wonderland. His domain is a vast expanse of snow-covered peaks and valleys, with the northern lights illuminating the dark winter nights like a magical, shifting painting in the sky. Max shares his life with a warm, loving human family. They're a lively bunch, always making sure Max has all the love, care, and attention he needs. He also has dog friends, fellow Huskies who share his love for the snow and games. Their bonds are strong, forged by shared adventures and countless play sessions in the snow. Physically, Max is a sight to behold. His piercing blue eyes stand out against his thick, snowy white and charcoal gray coat. Built strong and sturdy, Max is the embodiment of the breed's characteristics, resilient, robust, and strikingly beautiful. He carries an air of elegance and strength, turning heads wherever he goes. Max's personality is as vibrant as the northern lights themselves. He's always up to something, his mischievous nature shining through his actions. But his heart is as warm as a crackling fireplace. He's incredibly friendly, greeting everyone, humans and animals alike, with an excited wag of his tail and a playful nudge. Max's day starts and ends with a burst of energy. From the moment he wakes up, his day is filled with walks, meals, and plenty of playtime. His favorite game is fetch, and there's nothing he loves more than chasing after a snow-covered ball. Despite the chilly weather, Max's spirit is never dampened. His adventurous nature and boundless energy are a constant source of joy and amusement for his family. Max's day begins with a brisk walk through the snow, his paws crunching against the frosty surface. His human family members, bundled up in their winter gear, accompany him, their breaths visible in the chilly morning air. They return home to a hearty breakfast, where Max enjoys his favorite kibble and a special treat on the side. Max spends most of his day outdoors, playing with his dog friends. They chase each other around snow-topped trees and hills, their barks echoing in the winter air. He has a particular fondness for playing fetch, his blue eyes lighting up every time a snow-covered ball is thrown his way. Fetch isn't just a game for Max, it's training for his ultimate dream, the annual sled dog race. Every winter, his small town hosts this event, drawing an audience from far and wide. Max has always dreamt of leading a sled team, his strong build and stamina making him a perfect candidate for the role. The preparation for the race is a tedious process. It involves strenuous training, with Max pulling heavier weights each day to build up his strength. His human family members are there every step of the way, providing encouragement, ensuring he gets the right nutrition and rest. However, the training isn't all fun and games. Max faces numerous obstacles, including the harsh winter weather and physical exhaustion. There are days when he falls, struggling to get back up, his dream seeming too far to reach. But Max is a fighter, and he doesn't give up that easily. The training for the race was anything but easy. Max was pushed to his physical limits every day, running longer and harder than ever before. The icy terrain was a stern test, even for a Siberian husky. Many times, Max felt like giving up, his muscles aching and his breath coming in ragged gasps. One such afternoon, after a grueling training session, Max's human friend found him lying in the snow, exhaustion writ large on his face. Seeing Max's struggle, he knelt down beside him and reminded him of his dream, to win the sled race. Inspired by his friend's words, Max's eyes gleamed with renewed determination. He pushed himself up and barked in agreement. Over the next few days, he resumed his training, now with a stronger resolve. Each run, each practice was a testament to his perseverance, his will to achieve his dream. The day of the race dawned bright and clear. The air buzzed with excitement. Dogs from all over the town were there, their breath fogging up in the crisp morning air. Max stood with his team, his blue eyes reflecting the anticipation of the crowd. As the race began, Max led his team with vigor and conviction, competing against other dog teams. The route was tough, the competition fierce. But Max was unfazed. His strong build powered through the snow, his eyes focused on the finish line. The race route was a brutal test of endurance and willpower, winding through icy landscapes and towering snow drifts. Max dug his paws into the snow, his breath puffing out in white clouds. His blue eyes remained fixed on the path ahead, each stride resonating with his unwavering perseverance. As they approached the final stretch, exhaustion began to creep into Max's body. His muscles ached, and his breath became labored. But the sight of the finish line, flags fluttering in the frosty wind, fueled his determination. With a final burst of energy, Max propelled his team forward, crossing the finish line amidst thunderous applause. Cheers and whistles rang out as Max and his team emerged victorious. His dream, once a distant star in his heart, had now come to life. The taste of victory was sweet, but the pride in his human's eyes was sweeter still. The town erupted into celebration in honor of their new hero. The air was filled with laughter, cheers, and the jubilant barks of Max's fellow dog friends. Max's family showered him with affection and treats, their hearts swelling with pride for their brave Siberian husky. As the day drew to a close, Max curled up in his warm bed, his body tired but his heart content. As sleep claimed him, he dreamed of snow-capped mountains, the thrill of the race, and the cheers of his beloved town. In his dreams, new adventures awaited, promising more exciting tales in the days to come. The Poodle's Playful Adventure, a children's story. Our tale begins with a charming poodle named Fluffy, a bundle of joy and energy. Fluffy is not just a regular poodle. His boundless energy and inquisitive nature make him an endless source of amusement and love for his human family. Fluffy's abode is a testament to his vibrant personality. His home, a color-splashed haven, mirrors his infectious enthusiasm. From his bright red bed to the rainbow-colored toys scattered around, every corner is filled with Fluffy's essence, making it a real dog's house. Fluffy's human family is a lively bunch, much like him. They consist of 2 adults, a pair of twins, and a grandmother, all equally smitten by Fluffy's charm. Together, they shower him with love, creating a nurturing environment for Fluffy to grow and thrive. One of Fluffy's favorite activities is going on walks. His small tail wags in anticipation as he waits by the door, his leash in his mouth. The excitement in his eyes is palpable as he steps out, ready to explore the world outside his home. Fluffy's world is full of toys, but there are a few that he holds dear. A squeaky rubber duck, a chewy bone, and a soft plush ball are his constant companions. Every game, every playtime is incomplete without these beloved toys. Fluffy's favorite pastime was playing with his toys. He had an extensive collection, ranging from plush animals to squeaky balls. But his all-time favorite was a worn-out rope. He could spend hours tugging on it, his tail wagging with pure joy as he did so. One sunny afternoon, Fluffy had an unexpected encounter. A daring squirrel had somehow found its way into the garden. Fluffy was thrilled by this unexpected visitor and treated it as a game, playfully chasing the squirrel around the yard, causing quite a ruckus. Fluffy was more than just a house pet, he was a part of the family. With his playful nature and boundless energy, he brought joy and laughter into the household. Every moment spent with him, whether it was during playtime or simply lounging around, was filled with happiness and love. It was time for Fluffy's first trip to the dog park, and the excitement was palpable. He was eager to explore this new environment, sniffing every blade of grass and tree trunk. It was a sensory overload, but Fluffy reveled in it, his tail wagging non-stop. At the park, Fluffy made friends with other dogs. He was a social butterfly, bounding around with his newfound friends. They chased each other, played fetch, and even engaged in a friendly wrestling match. This trip to the park marked the beginning of many more exciting adventures for Fluffy. Fluffy's first experience with fetch was nothing short of hilarious. His eyes widened as the bright red ball was hurled into the air and he took off like a bolt of lightning, clumsily trying to catch it midair. He missed, but his determination was unswerving. He sniffed out the ball, picked it up with his mouth, and proudly trotted back, his tail wagging uncontrollably in excitement. Fluffy's love for treats was unmistakable. He could hear the rustling of the treat bag from rooms away and would come bounding in, eyes shining with anticipation. His favorite was peanut butter-flavored biscuits, and he would do any trick in the book just for a bite. His love for these treats made training sessions a breeze, and before long, he had mastered the basics like sit, stay, and a paw. Bath time was an event at Fluffy's house. He would initially wriggle and resist, but eventually would succumb to the warm water and the gentle scrubbing. The sight of Fluffy, all soaked and with his fur flattened against his body, was always a cause for laughter. Yet, he endured it all patiently, knowing that a treat awaited him at the end. Post-bath silliness was part of Fluffy's charm. He would gallop around the house, rubbing himself against furniture and carpets, trying to dry himself off. His energy seemed limitless during these times, and he would often engage in a game of chase with anyone willing. Fluffy's adorable sleeping habits were a joy to watch. He had a particular spot on the couch where he liked to curl up, his little paws twitching as he dreamed. Sometimes, he would even let out soft barks in his sleep, making everyone wonder what adventures he was having in his dreams. Winter arrived, blanketing the neighborhood in a thick layer of snow, a sight Fluffy had never encountered. The little poodle bounded out the door, his curiosity piqued. He pranced around, his paws leaving tiny imprints on the soft, white surface, his eyes filled with wonder. Fluffy's playful nature took over as he began rolling around in the snow, attempting to catch snowflakes in his mouth. His joy was infectious, causing his human family to join in the fun. They spent the day building snow forts, throwing snowballs, and enjoying the winter wonderland together. One day, while exploring the snowy backyard, Fluffy stumbled upon a snowman, crafted by the neighborhood children. He was initially cautious, sniffing around the snowy figure. But soon, the poodle's playful side emerged as he started digging at the snowman's base, causing it to topple. Fluffy's first taste of snow was accidental. During his playful romp, a snowflake landed directly on his tongue. The poodle was taken aback by the cold, wet sensation. However, it didn't take long for him to start catching more snowflakes, reveling in the new experience. As winter progressed, the family prepared for their annual Christmas celebration. Fluffy was a significant part of the festivities. His little paws helped unwrap gifts, and he even had his own stocking hung by the fireplace. The poodle's first Christmas was filled with warmth and love, a testament to his place in the family. Fluffy's birthday was a grand celebration, packed with fun and excitement. The house was decorated with colorful balloons and streamers, and the air was filled with an infectious sense of joy. Fluffy, aware that all the excitement was centered around him, pranced around happily, receiving pats and rubs from everyone present. The highlight of the day was when Fluffy had his first taste of a dog-friendly birthday cake. He sniffed it curiously at first, unsure of what to do. But once he got a taste, there was no stopping him. He gobbled it down, wagging his tail enthusiastically, clearly enjoying every bite. Shortly after his birthday, Fluffy had to make his first visit to the vet for his vaccinations. There was a slight trepidation in the family, unsure of how he would react. However, they needn't have worried, for Fluffy was a natural. He sniffed around curiously on entering the clinic, his tail wagging in excitement. Fluffy's bravery at the vet's clinic was commendable. He sat patiently while the vet checked him, only wiggling a little when the needle pricked. But once it was over, he was back to his playful self, hopping around the clinic, making everyone laugh. Once back home, Fluffy's recovery was quick. He was back to his playful antics in no time, running around the house with his favorite toys. His visit to the vet had not dampened his spirit in the least. Instead, it seemed to have given him a new sense of adventure, much to the amusement of his family. Fluffy's first day at dog school was a whirlwind of excitement and nerves. He entered the brightly colored building, tail wagging, eyes wide with curiosity. The school was filled with other students, all different breeds and sizes, creating a diverse and energetic environment. The trainers were kind and patient, introducing Fluffy to the world of commands and obedience training. Fluffy's learning curve was impressive. He picked up tricks like sit, stay, and fetch in no time. The trainers were amazed by his quick understanding and responsiveness. Each new trick learned was another feather in Fluffy's cap, another step towards becoming the well-behaved pet his family dreamed of. The poodle's graduation from dog school was a momentous occasion. Fluffy, in a small graduation cap, marched proudly to receive his certificate. There was applause, photographs, and even a small treat for the graduate. This was a significant milestone in Fluffy's life, marking his growth from a playful puppy to a disciplined dog. Recalling Fluffy's adventures and growth brought a sense of warmth and pride to his family. From his first playful encounter with a squirrel to his graduation from dog school, Fluffy had come a long way. His innocent antics, his learning journey, his adorable quirks, everything was a precious memory etched in their hearts. The conclusion was clear: Fluffy was not just a poodle, but a bundle of joy and love that had enriched his family's life in countless ways. His journey from a playful puppy to a disciplined dog, his graduation, his tricks, everything about Fluffy was a testament to the beautiful bond between a dog and its family. Tiny Paws, Big Adventures, a Yorkshire Terrier's Tale. Our main character is an adorable Yorkshire Terrier named Max, a bubbly bundle of joy who was recently adopted by a loving family. Max, with his glossy coat, perky ears, and twinkling eyes, possesses an infectious energy and an insatiable curiosity that makes every day an adventure. Max's new home is a spacious, warm haven, filled with the laughter and love of a close-knit family. The house comes with a sprawling yard, where Max can chase butterflies to his heart's content. A special corner in the house, filled with comfy doggy beds and a plethora of toys, is dedicated solely to Max. The first day at his new home was a whirlwind of excitement for Max. He sniffed every corner, wagged his tail at every new sight, and even mustered the courage to climb the stairs. His new world was filled with wonder, and he embraced it with open paws. The family that welcomed Max into their home consists of a mother, a father, and 2 children. Their reaction to Max's arrival was a mixture of joy and surprise. The mother was smitten by Max's cuteness, the father admired his spunky nature, and the children couldn't wait to play with their new furry friend.